You are live.
Okay.
All right. And then here in about 20 seconds, we'll go live on 21.6 The Net.
There we go. There you are now. Hi guys. I'm going live in a second with the podcast. That's Metaphysical Meanderings. You can watch me there also.
All right, here we go.
Hi guys.
Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for 25 years and has gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. This week we discuss, are you meditating correctly? Good morning, Lana.
Hey, good morning, Ken. How are you guys? As you can see, I'm in a different location. I'm in Florida. I'm down here with some family right now. Actually, there's a reason I'm down here. There's some health problem. I'm kind of helping out also. So I did my stuff here, and I just said, hey, I can go live here, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing. So how is everybody? Um, so Alrighty. I'm making sure everybody can hear. Okay,
That's
there
right.
we go. Okay, wait. There we go. Everybody's online. There we go. All right. Hi guys. Good morning. So what I'm going to be talking about today is, are you meditating properly? Okay. So hi Hannah. She's like, oh, yay, I caught you live. Because you guys always know you can get me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I have 7
That's
platforms.
right.
So, and isn't one StreamYard also?
Well, StreamYard is where we broadcast from. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so what I'm going to cover is, I don't think a lot of people understand meditation. I'm certified in meditation, so that you guys, there's 4 different wavelengths that you're using in your brain, and I'm going to explain all that today. And next week I'm going to do a little bit of a continuation on meditation. Hi, Marissa. On hold it on It's called shaman stones. They also call it Moki marbles. There's all kinds of names for them, but we're going to do those next week. So to let you know, also, I was going to do a guided meditation with you guys today, and I figure there may be people driving, and that was kind of scared me. So I'm like, no. So what I did is, on Lana's Enchanted Sky, there is a guided meditation for empaths. If you put Lana's Enchanted Sky in and meditation, and you know hashtag, it should pop up. It's only 10 minutes and 1 second, and 10 minutes, 1 second and 1/10 of a second. So it's 111. So okay. So anyway, hi guys. Springfield, Massachusetts. Earl, I know somebody from Springfield that lives near me now. They own property in Springfield, Massachusetts. Small world, right?
Nice. Yeah.
Anyway, I was supposed to be, remember you guys, I was supposed to be in Salem, Massachusetts, and I couldn't get out there. We're thinking of going again, and I'm sad I didn't get to go, because we had it planned. We were going to go and see if we could catch any like ghosts or apparitions in Lizzie Borden's boarding house, all that stuff, and we just couldn't get there because of the storm that went through, the hurricane. So anyway, all right. Oh, good. Mac says, I'm a Gemini Cancer cusp. Awesome. I'm a cusp specialist. You guys know that. So if you don't know what a cusp is, that's somebody where they're changing from like the 18th or the 19th of a month till about the 23rd. I'm the 19th of December. I'm a cusp, and I understand. So that's is my specialty on YouTube. So if you guys are watching me on there, Lana's Enchanted Sky, you can see me. All right. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to make sure you guys are meditating properly, because I kind of think that a lot of people aren't quite doing it properly. Hi, Anna. Okay. So all right, there's 4, so that you understand. Your goal is to get to a theta brainwave. Now, the brainwaves change throughout your day. And when you're really super awake and you're really working on problem solving and or you're overthinking something, your guys are going to be using your beta. That's like the active, my mind is where it's supposed to be. Okay. So that's where the stress comes from, though. And as empaths, okay, and most of you watching are empaths. By the way, I'm off the subject because it's metaphysical meanderings. I have started a Patreon. It is only a $15 a month, and you are getting to see me for an hour twice a month for mentoring. So if you're an empath wanting to sharpen your skills, or like this last week, I have one full class already. So the next group of people, I only put 10 to 12 people in a class. So, and then you'll see me directly. We did a meditation and I put them under a mild hypnosis because they all were saying how stressed out they were. So I kind of take it, and then we go week by week on what the subject matter is. So you're getting direct contact with me if you join my Patreon. So a lot of people have signed up now, and I'm starting my second row of classes. So that way there's only no more than 12 people. So anyway, and that's Lana's Enchanted Sky on Patreon. Anyway, back to this. So I know as an empath that you're absorbing energy. I get this because and most of you guys are watching our empaths and you do understand that what I'm saying. Now, this was a very interesting thing for me that the tarot cards, I read tarot cards for 35,000 people or so, but they haven't always joined, but I watch to see who's reading or watching. And I didn't realize, if you guys are watching me on my videos on Lana's Enchanted Sky on YouTube, I slow down. Like I go real slow all of a sudden because I actually picking up the energy from you as I'm taping. See what I'm saying? In your energy. I'm picking because I'm an empath. And I have to do meditation. I have to do it. If I don't, my blood pressure even goes up. And I don't have high blood pressure, but it goes up because I've got so many people I'm talking to. I do 20 readings a week or more. I'm taping on it here, and I'm on Patreon. I'm picking up energy all the time. Now I'm going to be going back for like a month and a half or so to school, and there's 750 kids. And people, how do you do this? You're like crazy. Well, I'm meditating. So, and I know you guys are too. I just am wondering, a couple of people said that they don't think they're doing it right, or they're wondering if they're doing it right. Kent, do you meditate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you kind of leave the planet for a while when you do it?
Yeah, there are times. Yeah,
Okay. All right. You
try to
guys
try to center myself, and then
okay.
Yeah.
Ground yourself. Yep. Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is talk to you about this. And now I have a video, and it was shot at my house. I have a waterfall by my house, and it's where I go. So you literally will be like you're meditating with me, and I put you guys into what am I explain all this is Lippy, do you do tarot cards? I don't need tarot cards. Lippy, I am a medium. That is my tool. I talk to your family members and people from the other side. I know tarot cards, and tarot cards can be a good way to get you started. When I was in my early 30s, I started learning tarot cards. I don't need them, but I know them well. And actually, I'm going to be offering like classes and teachable, and I'm put links in my Patreon for to learn the nuances of cards. And by the way, we do have a card of the day, and it's going to be this one. So just to let you know, because remember, I always do a card of the day. Now, let me get back to this. Now, when you're meditating, you actually are changing your brain waves. Now, so that you understand, when you're completely awake, it's beta. Okay. When you're going to the second one, when you're going into a relaxed state, like I can lead you all the way through all four. Sometimes you get, as you get, and the more you do this, the better you get to a point where you're going to theta. Theta is where you want to be. Okay. That's where you want to be, is the highest, where your brain waves are the slowest. Okay. So after your beta, you go to delta, and that's kind of like sleep dreaming. it's almost like a daydream, but alpha's more of a daydreaming. Are you a daydreamer, Kent?
No, I don't think so.
No,
No.
I am. I've always been that way, and I would get accused of daydreaming, but I always knew the answers in school, and I'd
Yeah.
be somewhere else. You know how you're somewhere else, and people are talking and you don't hear.
Oh
You
yeah, I
are
do that all
going
the time.
into from a delta to an alpha wave.
Oh
You're almost at that theta wave where, and you're basically doing your own meditation.
yeah.
I don't think people realize that.
I
And that if you've ever daydreamed and you're just gone, that's where you want to be in your meditation cycle.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
that, but since I'm a husband, it's selective listening, is what I was told. So
Yeah, exactly. I guess somebody says they can only get, oh, you can only get, okay. Is it papy? Papy? She can only get to theta on her CPAP, and that's okay because this is also like a lucid dreaming thing. So some people don't understand what I'm talking about. That's why I'm going to go like it's for beginners. Okay. And
mhm.
so some of you guys have had this before. Respond to me, give me back your feedback of what your experiences are if you're able to get the theta. And I'll explain that to you. Okay. All right. Jen, what's it say there?
Yeah. She says when we practice Reiki, it puts both participants into theta state, the
Yes.
practitioner and the client. But it's kind of a bonus learning Reiki, helping guide people into that meditative state, plus healing for yourself.
Perfect. You're right, Jen. Thank you for saying that. Um, I encourage everybody to get Reiki trained. And anybody can do it. It's hands-on healing. You're using energy from your body to heal. And everybody on the planet can do it. So if you're somewhere on the spectrum where you're kind of interested in these healing arts or the esoteric arts, go get trained. It's easy. You go right through it. Just I'm a real proponent for it, especially if you do have psychic ability and you are starting a business. If you're learning to read tarot, if you are doing any of this, go get trained. Okay. I am not a master. I am a practitioner. I guess I should get my master's certificate. I always keep talking about it. Maybe and then offering those classes. Something else I got to do eventually. So anyway, so we went from beta, which is your working problem solving. That's the stress. That's the stress brainwave. That's beta because you're trying to solve all your problems. You're worrying. That's your worrying mode. You're going to delta where you're starting to like, okay, starting to release it a little. The alpha is where 90% of most people are, by the way. And it's not bad. The alpha you've slowed your alpha waves down by doing your mild meditation from your beta to your alpha. Okay. So your alpha is kind of like, it's slower. It lowers your blood pressure, your stress response. It's almost like you're lucid dreaming, but not quite to the highest point yet. Now, and I talk to a lot of people and they go, well, I don't ever get to the point where I'm like not there. And I'm like, and that's okay. You're at alpha. Any kind of meditation helps. And you get better and better at this as you practice and you go faster into that theta as you get better. Okay. Oh, hi. Esoteric Occult is from Salem, Massachusetts. I was supposed to be out there 3 weeks ago. Welcome. By the way, you guys, I'm also on TikTok right now live. So if you're seeing me going back and forth from like all these different platforms, that's why. Okay. So talking about this, you got your beta, delta, alpha, and that last one that you really, really want is theta. And I didn't even realize until about 7 or 8 years ago that I was always an alpha also. So you do get to a point that all of a sudden one day you reach the theta. And the theta is dreaming. The theta is almost like you're leaving your body. Okay. It feels that way. Like it's the same thing as astro travel or a deep REM sleep. Okay. And we all know that. Have you ever been well, can't you know this? Have you ever been woken up and you didn't get all that REM sleep and then wake up and even though you had 8 hours, you didn't sleep well?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. We're leaving our bodies for a little bit, and especially as us empaths, um, we are absorbing energy, and it can get really bad. You have to really be careful. I've I've been picking up stuff lately. I have to be very careful, and I did start doing this. My deck is this deck I've got a couple decks that I've used my whole life. And this deck is probably, let's see, I'm 54. It's probably 25 years old, this deck. And you think of how many thousands of reads I had done with it. And I do them on YouTube, 36 of them for 2 years, just alone on that. And I now also cleanse it, by the way. So
Mm.
cleanse your tools often, people that are getting into this. All right. Now, so more about that theta thing. That theta thing is so important because next week I'm going to be covering shaman stones. Okay, there's tools you can use to do the meditation, but I'm showing you the basics this week. Next week I'm going to show you can buy tools. And if you guys have never used the shaman stones, look that up. I'm going to go into it really in real depth. I have a friend that's kind of an expert anyway about theta, about excuse me, shaman stones. But anyway, with theta, so alpha and theta. So alpha and theta, and you can even kind of go back and forth between the two, but you're daydreaming. If you're that eternal daydreamer, I remember as a child, and I didn't realize this. And most of us, and by the way, I can guarantee that most empaths are right brain dominant. Doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed, you're probably right brain dominant, and you're probably a daydreamer. I got accused of it a lot growing up. And they'd be what? And I'd be like, oh. But then I would repeat back whatever they said to them because school, for me, school was kind of easy. So because I don't know, I'm just a good student, I guess. But I could repeat back, but I didn't hear a word they said. But I knew the answer, and then quit daydreaming. And I didn't realize that I was probably going from my alpha to my theta. I was somewhere else. I was imagining I was out with my horses or, and just, and I actually still do that. That's why we call this metaphysical meanderings. So it's, I know that all of you guys that are watching me probably are just like me. So yes, I get it. All right. And as an empath, we're all like it. So, okay. Um, so now about theta. Now I know that you are literally, when you get to that theta wave, and sometimes you don't get there all the way, but it does get easier. You just have to be patient with yourself, and you can do it in as many in as fast as 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever. Now, please understand that this is also a form of self hypnosis, right? All right. um I have done some hypnosis on my, like I said, I've got a video I just posted. So I want you guys to visit it. It's on YouTube. And it's under Lana's Enchanted Sky, but it's a meditation for empaths. That's literally what it's called. A 10-minute meditation for empaths. And it should help you to slow all that down. It should get you to theta. And I am teaching it. Have you ever heard of this, Kent? 478? Have you ever heard of that
No,
before?
ma'am.
Okay. The 478 is your sleep pattern. You breathe in for 4, you hold it for 7, you release for 8. So watch the video because I'm not going to do it here because it will put you to sleep. If I can't sleep and you want to fall to sleep really fast, you guys, 478. Okay? It works. I usually, if I can't sleep, I'm to sleep in under 5 minutes. It's a form of self hypnosis. And that's all really meditation is help self hypnosis. Okay. So, some things about theta. When I say you're off the planet, you are not here. It's like you are out slightly like on the astral plane. So, if you guys don't know what the astral plane is, I know that most of you guys listening to me do, but you are in another dimension. Your brain, everything, you're just not here. And that's what you need because you need to forget your problems for a while. You need to get rid of the energy you've absorbed, all of that stuff. Okay. So, um, ever notice if you really are meditating in the right way, you won't hear you won't hear noises, won't bother you, and you won't hear or see, you won't nothing. You won't hear anything anybody says to you. That's how you know you're doing it right. Okay. So it occurs, okay, it can also occur, your theta can occur, like somebody said just now, why in your theta can occur in your REM sleep. That's what you want to mimic because that's where deep healing, recovery, sleep, and brain waves occur, and you want to get that at least some part of your day. Okay. Um, like- okay. So we already talked about feeling like tired if you don't get that REM sleep.
Hmm.
Same thing. If you did not sleep, I want you to try this. If you didn't get into good sleep, like my husband woke, like he called me from home, and he's like, I didn't sleep all night. And I said, well, because I'm gone. You miss me so much. I was teasing him, and I said, why don't you do your 478 pattern and do a meditation? He went for 10 minutes and he said, yeah, I feel better now. I feel like I slept because you literally have to have that REM sleep. And this is what it's. Hi, Michelle. This is what it is. Okay. So that you guys understand. All
Hmm.
right. You're mimicking all of it. And it's just a brainwave pattern. Okay.
How do you? How does somebody get their brain to shut off? So, a little bit earlier in the comments,
Mhm.
Anna said, "I don't know how to meditate, so I just end up giving up." And a lot of times, when you
Okay.
go to meditate, your brain, you got all
Mhm.
those voices and conversations and things
Yes,
going
I
through your
get it.
brain. Yeah.
Yes. Anna, well, what first, Anna, I know Anna and I've talked to her before. You're an empath and you're absorbing energy. Um, watch my meditation. I really wanted to do it on here, and then I thought about it, and I
Hmm.
there's people driving, so I didn't want to like, but I do like I have a video that guides you through this, and it's like I said, I'm telling you to try that 478 pattern. It slows your waves down, and throughout my video, I make you see your stress as a visual. It comes out of your body, and I'm doing guided meditation, by the way. You guys understand? And you have to understand, I'm also a hypnotherapist. So you're almost like you're in a health self hypnosis. And I make you look at your stress without judgment. That releases because that way you have no emotion. You're
Hmm.
just seeing it. So that you understand that's what I'm doing. Okay. Just take a look at the video. I because I was just Ken, I wanted to do it. You knew I was talking to you about it. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do it a little differently because I just don't want
Yeah.
anybody like you will fall asleep probably watching my video. I taped a waterfall by my house with me doing your
Mhm.
guided meditation underneath, together.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Now, Shayna says that she has a PEMF band that introduces those frequencies, pulsed electronic magnetic frequency. It's fairly new technology, but she
You
absolutely
know what? I've heard of that, Shayna, and I haven't tried it yet. So thank you for mentioning that because I had heard about that and they can help you produce theta waves. But it's also good though if you can learn to do it yourself. It just takes practice. Um, for Anna, I want to say you're holding on to too much.
Mm,
You know how they always say, let that shit go? They
yeah.
say, literally, that's part of your meditation to let it go and look at it without judgment. Don't get all upset. Let things come and float in and out of your mind and out of your consciousness. Don't react to it. That's how you meditate. And as you get better at that, and you'll go to alpha and then to theta. Because I will tell you that when I'm in a theta, somebody can be talking to me, full conversation, I won't hear a word they say.
Hmm.
And it's a form of self hypnosis. Okay. Hi guys. Hi AJ. Hi AJ. You're an awful sleeper. Okay. Melissa, if you're an awful sleeper, I want you to try my video. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm trying to help. I think people, I always feel guilty because I'm thinking people are, oh, you can make money. I don't make much off of YouTube, please.
No.
Anyway, I don't. Anyway, so try that 478. I had read about 10 years about it, that they had done research that mimics the pattern that you do when you're asleep. And so I try it and it does work for me. So I want to see if it works for other people because I've had my kids do it too and they say it works. So tell me if it is, okay? Shayna, so is detachment the goal? You betcha. That where you're not reacting to what's going on. And what I did in my video is I led you through it. It's a 10-minute, 1 second, it's a 111, the video. So remember 111? Yeah. Um, that leads you so you're looking like you're out of your body looking at yourself. It's kind of like that. You're stepping out of your body, you're stepping out of your life for just a few minutes and you're taking another look at stuff. Okay. So time is relative and yes, you know what, Mac? That usually does the trick for you. Good that you found that. Everyone has their own little things. Like I next week I'm going to be talking about shaman stones. I've been doing this and it works for me also. So I'm going to show you and guide you through it. And I'll have them for actually I have a link and they'll be for sale because I know they're not really hard to find, but a good set is. I was like I had to look around to find a good set. So okay. Um with that said, so review because I'm already 15 minutes in already. Um, you got your four waves. You got the one where you're beta and delta, and that's where you're at most of the day. But your alpha is, you know what? I can compare your alpha and theta going in between. You know that spot where you're almost asleep and you're not quite. That's your alpha
Mm-hmm.
theta. You can feel that. Now, if you can get to that consciously, do you see how much healthier you would be? Because that's where and you know how some people say, well, I see all of my people visit me when I'm between alpha and theta. Well, yeah, it's your brain. Yeah. That's where you're leaving your body. You're basically leaving your body. Okay. Um okay, bye guys. I have some people like they have to go and I'm like, I'm okay with that. Um Okay, try 4. I'll try. Max says he's going to try 478. Try it because for me, I found that about 10 years ago, and when I can't sleep, it does make me tired, and I fall asleep. Okay, so now, so just pay attention, watch the video, tell me what you guys think. I really want to know. I really do. Okay, all right, all right. Let's see. I'm looking at some of my. Sorry. Okay. Hi, last laugh. Hi, guys. Hi, hello from Texas. Okay. Hi, guys. So now what I'm going to do is I'm shifting just a little bit. So, and then yes, you can ask your questions. Um, my card of the day is an Empress. Okay. This card, I want you to take a look at this. I always go through a card of the day and explain it to you guys. Now, the quickest way for you to learn tarot, if you really want to learn, one, understand that your tarot can change minute to minute. I think some people don't understand that because it's how you're feeling about things. Okay, and you can actually change your cards. Somebody didn't know that, and I'm like, oh yeah, when you're laying a spread and you want to make a wish, change your cards around, and you can yes, and it
Mm-hmm.
does work. Okay, so but these are reflections, and I just want to go over. This is the see look at this is the third card of the deck out of the deck of 72 or 76, sorry. And this means the ultimate female. Think about a female, she creates. So this can represent a pregnancy, but you know what? I get this when I'm a writer, I'm a published author. When I'm writing my book, I'll get that card of the day. It also can represent you gardening or just enjoying yourself, but it is the ultimate female. Okay. So, and it doesn't have to be just for a female. If you're doing something very creative that day, you might pull the Empress card. Just be aware that it's encouraging you to use your creativity. Okay. That's kind of what this card is all about. All right. Um, with that said, let's see. Now, for people, I'm reading a couple comments.
Mm-hmm.
Max says he's interested in shaman stones. Well, I'm going to be doing that next week. So I was going to try to include it this week, but I'm so busy. I had to go on the plane and I'm down here now and I'm busy doing things. So I'm going to do it next week and we're going to talk about that.
A lot
But
going on.
yeah.
Now,
So,
is there when you're meditating, and the
uh,
title is, are you meditating correctly? Um, how, how do we know if we're not, other than just getting into that theta? Is it centering? What are we looking to do
what you're
with
looking to do
meditation?
is you are completely detached from yourself as a human.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you're meditating properly.
Yeah,
I know when I do my yoga and I take 10 minutes at the end, I'm completely gone.
yeah,
I'm literally completely gone. And it feels like I slept. So you can be taught, and then you suddenly pull your. It's almost like you are literally gone. It is a feeling of complete weightlessness, sort
yeah,
of. Okay,
yeah.
because you're not on the planet. Okay, um, it's hard. I don't know what else to do but to tell you to watch my video, because
Yeah.
I'm leading you through it. And by the way, it is hypnosis. So
Mhm.
people, like, I know people, oh my God, hypnosis is this bad thing. It's self-hypnosis. That's what meditation is, guys. It's the same thing. Okay. But I'm leading you through it and teaching
Yeah.
you how to get that way. Okay.
Yeah. And when I learned meditation too, um, you should be keeping track of those thoughts. Your brain will slow down if you're doing it correctly, and keep track of those thoughts. Exactly what is it that your brain is telling you at that minute?
Exactly. And not only that, like, if you ever notice, like, they've done studies, like, you have like 100,000 thoughts a day. There's just, they come in and they go out.
Hmm.
They come in and they go out. And some of them you react to because, oh my God, yeah, I got to remember to do this. Or that's the daily grind of your life. And when you are able to detach from it and just like let the thought pass without getting upset, without getting stressed out,
Yeah.
without getting mad because somebody's like wronging you. Do you see it? That resentment and stuff? You've got it. That's basically what meditation is for. So that you
Hmm.
detach from that for a while. It reduces, and it studies, it does reduce your blood pressure. It heals your organs. It does all that because everything just settles down. You're not holding on to that garbage.
Yeah. And the other thing is, your meditation may take you 20, 30, 40 minutes. It may
Yep.
take you 5.
Yep. Yep.
It all depends on where you're at and what your needs are really, looking for, and what your body needs at that time.
Yes.
But it's a calming thing. But yeah, I've done meditation where, an hour has gone by. I've also done it where, 7 minutes has gone by,
Yes.
so it's all
And
on.
you get quicker. Now, I
Mhm.
was going to put a 20-minute meditation on my website, and I thought about it and I said, I'm going to do a 10-minute because, we're so busy
Yeah.
running and running and running, running. Even 10 minutes for some people, they don't even have it. And honestly, I would prefer on my video, if you want to be truthfully honest, that is exactly what I do to meditate. I taped it is what I did. So
Nice.
it's water, it's a water sound because I go meditate at that spot. So and it's a small waterfall. It's actually a mill. It's an old mill, and it's down the road from me. And I go there and I just sit and I just be. You
That's
just
cool.
be. I don't know how else to say that. It's probably
Hmm.
the best way to say it. You just exist. With
Hmm.
nothing else going, and you're going to have all these thoughts all day long because your brain is always doing this. It's always churning, and you just let the thought go.
Yep.
Don't make a judgment, just let the next thought go. And after a while, you don't even realize you're doing it. And that's when you know you're doing it properly. If you're really at that theta, you won't hear anything. And then you'll wake, and almost like you wake up and you look around and you're like, I wonder how long I've been here. That's when it's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let's see. What else? Do we have anything? Okay. So with that said, and I've covered my things, I figured I was going to give everybody a little bit of extra time today to ask me questions. I've got a lot of things coming through this week.
Sure.
So that was why I kind of yeah. Next week, like I said, I'm gonna do a small continuation. I have an interview. Um, I've gone back to my interviews. If you had been watching me from another week, I have a couple people giving me, I don't, blessings to everybody. I'll just put it that
No.
way. But they kind of, it was kind of a negative thing that happened to me, and I was kind of disappointed in somebody. But
Yeah.
hey, it's my perception, right?
So
So
Jen Krejci, good morning, asks, do you know much about runes stones?
yeah,
Another tool like tarot cards. I'm feeling pulled to learn them, but don't know much about them.
Jen, I know a lot about runes. I actually have a friend that's a specialist, and to let you guys know what rune stones are, it's a series of stones, a bunch of, and it can be different stones, but it may be an amethyst in there. It can be, and you shake them and you
Hmm.
lay them out like kind of
Like
like dice,
dice? Yeah.
and then you feel off them, and
Hmm.
you lay them in coordination. And my friend, by the way, does it and lays them, shakes them, lays them out in a circle, and they're on a grid, and it like the amethyst might lay on your personal life. Well, that's what that means then. And so Do you see what I'm saying? So, and there'll be also symbols at times. Some people use symbols that have the runes have symbols on them. Some people don't. It depends on it. But yes, I'm into that. So because I love way other people read. I like to learn about other people.
Yeah.
I don't use any tools anymore because I've been doing this so long. I have found that my tool are the other side. I'm talking to them, and I some people are masters at tarot. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not saying I'm any better. I just don't need them. I don't use them. And I had somebody this week that I just read for me, that was called Clairgraphia. Okay, which and it's almost a combination also of psychometry. You write on a piece of paper, you write your name, you write your birth date, you write a couple things, the Star Spangled Banner, whoever cares. She
Sure.
reads off the vibrations of your writing. It's called Clairgraphia. Look it up if you want to know more. It was very interesting. She was right on the money with about 85 to 90% of everything. And I have gone to this woman before, maybe 5 years ago. So it was very interesting. So, and she was picking up I pick up stuff. Like I did a reading yesterday, and she had her husband next to her. I said, okay, why is your husband so worried? How did you know that? I said, because I'm reading through you to him. Because you're connected to him. And then we discovered he was going in for surgery for a brain tumor. And I'm like, oh, you're going to be okay. And I really, I can see it, and I do some health readings, and I could see all of it. And she was so grateful. I was like calming him because he was really upset, but he was next to her off camera. And I kept going, hey, where's all that energy? So, all right. So there's a million ways to do this. I know some people that are getting into coffee and tea leaves, and that's okay too. There's all kinds. I know the Frania. Oh gosh, somebody help me out. Where you're reading the bumps on the heads. But I know people do it, and they're accurate. Okay. All right. So with that said, all right.
There we go.
I'm going to go to the next. Yep. I only have another like 5 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll start taking questions. You can ask me one question. Okay. Yes. I had somebody. Can you answer yes or no questions? Yes. But if you are specific, I can answer your question.
There you go.
Don't say, how is my love life? No, you can't do that. You have to remember we were at a point where we were wondering if we had, you know what, Kent? I'm low in we might cut out early. I'm low in my battery and I don't have a charger right now.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. So if I cut out, you guys, I'm at let me look at, I'm at 1%. Hold on. I'm gonna go get my charger. Okay, you guys, hold on 1 second.
While she's out getting her charger, we'd just like to thank you for tuning in to 216 The Net. Getting caught in the net this morning. For other great shows, pop on back. Sunday morning, we have Lisa's Changing Perceptions. Monday morning, you're going to have Uncle Pete in the morning. Great way to start your day with Uncle Pete, of course. And all this brought to us through all of our financial friends and people who advertise with us, like Natural Therapy Wellness, right over my left shoulder. www.mchenrymassage.com. Give them a call or check them out if you want to get that first step into meditating. A good massage sometimes can help you out. And she's back.
Thank you, guys. Sorry. Here, I gotcha. Yes, I was just going to suggest getting a massage. I know everybody has a way to get rid of energy. Okay. And I'm going to cover that at some point because my specialty is empaths. And the empath, understand whatever works for you. For me, I'm very ritualistic. After I've done readings all day, and my record is 17 people in a day. Imagine picking up all that energy, right?
Sure.
So what I do is, for me personally, I do a salt bath, or I make sure salt water. I'm connected to salt water somehow, and for me that works. A lot of times I also go lay on the ground. The ground is the best absorber of negative energy,
always
excess energy anywhere. Yeah. Go lay on the ground, or you know what? Go dig. Go garden. You'll feel better. Trust me. You have to trust me on that one. Okay.
Right. All right. Marissa asked, any advice on my finance, career, or education?
You got to be more specific.
Okay, fair enough.
You have to be more
Nancy,
specific. It's okay, Marissa. Just ask me again, okay?
Nancy, our good friend, says, do you need anything special to make your garden thrive, Lana? Anything out of the ordinary?
I do. Oh my goodness. Thank you for asking. Yes, I'm a master gardener too. And I know this is crazy, but try this. It works. This is an old remedy I got from a farmer. Like the guy was like 80 years old. I do a mixture and I take beer. I add just a little bit of food, like some type of food, like an organic food. I add water and just a touch of uh Epsom salts, and I
Huh?
spray it. I put, oh my God, it works like you've never seen anything before. It works really well. And you are correct. It does work. Try it. It's in 3-3-3-1. So it's 3 parts beer, 3 parts Epsom salt, 3 parts food, and the rest water.
Spoken
So
like spoken like a true Wisconsin person.
yes,
Add
that's
beer to
right.
everything.
Hey, but
Beer, cheese, soup,
it's
beer. Yeah.
well, supposedly. Oh, you know what? I did forget. Put 1 tablespoon of alcohol, like rubbing alcohol in it. 1 tablespoon. It like opens up the root and allows the sugar from the beer to go in. Hey, try it. Remember, I professionally raise hostas too. I do. I'm a hosta. I have a hosta farm. I would talk. I have a hosta farm. So, and I can get my hostas quadruple the size if I do that in the early spring. So it does work.
There you
Okay.
go. There
All
you
right.
go.
Okay. I've got some people here on TikTok. Will Greg and I get back together soon? Stephanie. That's up to you. He's going to give you an offer, Stephanie, and if you want to, you will. I don't know. You might be moving on. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but I want to say you might have an opportunity for somebody else that might be a better match or something. Think it through. Okay.
That's
All
it.
right.
Jackie Frazier says, how is my financial situation the next 2 weeks?
About the same. There's a slight improvement at the end of the 2 weeks, and I don't know what that means, but I'm supposed to tell you that.
There you go.
Okay. Hello. How much for a reading on a specific question? Right now, I have sales going on. So go on to enchantedSky.com. I am only, now listen how I get it. I do it so you guys know, because it's not about money. Okay, we have to have an exchange of energy. I want you guys to understand. And if you're starting a business like myself, I mentor people who are starting this type of business. And we have to have an exchange of energy. If you can do something for me, I've had some person like, I can't pay you, but I have a great joke for you. I'll do that. It's an exchange of energy. And so my prices are 15 minutes are 45. Now listen to this. A half an hour is 65, but on sale right now, 55, which is cheap. And then an hour is 90. So it gets cheaper the longer you go.
Yeah.
So, but one question is 45 or a half an hour is 55. So most people just want the half hour. So just to let you know, okay?
There you go. Peter asks, my wife found a third possessed doll. Yes, a third. Dr.
Oh,
Christopher. He seems okay, but there's something I'm not quite sure about him. Is he what he seems to be? I can't take any more of these dang dolls.
you know what? I was watching a show on about possessed dolls. Pete, I have to send it to you. Pete's one of our owners on our okay, so you know who he is. Yes, and he has possessed dolls. There's one in our studio. And there's a theory on this. Because it is an item that is very representational of our actual bodies. Dolls have a tendency to be possessed. That is why you've got so many possessed dolls. Think about that. See, it mimics what you look like in life. It has the face, it has the arms, it has the legs. And they say that it's a very high percentage of dolls that are possessed. Isn't that
Any
interesting?
any vibes on Dr. Christopher, his new possessed doll? Is he what he seems to be?
It is a male, right?
Yes, I believe so.
As an entity, right?
Oh,
Like an old, I think it's an older guy, like an older male. It is, and I want to say it hangs out with the other two, right?
yeah.
Like they're all together, like they get along and stuff, sort of. Like you could put all three of them together and they'll all be okay. Yeah.
There you go.
If you guys don't know much about this, we've got a haunted doll in the studio, and and One day, what was the day, Kent, that we saw something walk across and we didn't know if it was the entity that owned it or if it was the doll?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
I can't remember what it was, but
We've got it caught on camera.
yeah, you got it caught on camera, right? We'll have to download that to my website.
Sure.
But you can see like a kind of like a shadow walk across. And by the way, don't ever be scared of shadows because it's not just ghosts. Sometimes angels appear as dark shadows too.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that, but they do, because I've seen several times I've seen that type of thing. Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. So I've got Melissa on here and on TikTok. She says, I'm looking for a huge career change. Is it the right move? It is a 360. You are correct. And yes, it is right. Now, I want to say also, Melissa, don't give up. It's going to take a little longer than you thought to get it all started, but it is very much the right move. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Michelle says, I love that you embrace all methodologies and support everyone in the healing arts.
Yes, I'm never jealous. I have to put my ego, because I mentor so many people, that I have to put it to the side. Like I said, last week I was on here talking about people's psychic egos and their egos and how they've got their ego in the way. Because I had my feelings hurt like really bad because this person was on my podcast and then tells everybody that's following him now, who are followers of mine, not to listen to me.
There you go.
It really bothered me. I'm thinking, you've really got an ego issue. And I did warn those people, be careful, because that's how cults get started. I'm sorry, it's true. And that's why I said, I want you to go to other places. I want you to do things like that. I will not say I'm the only person that's right, because that's the way it should be done, at least that's how I feel. Okay. So, all right. So, Carly, first time watching. Are you doing free readings or payments? I am. You get one question from me here. If you want a full reading, go on enchantedSky.com and you can book a reading.
There you go.
I only think this week I've only got 8 spaces.
They fill up fast, folks.
Yes, they will. They'll book up today. So take a look at Saturday and Sunday. I usually have more spaces, but because since I'm on vacation, sort of, so I'm only going to do 2 days instead of 4. So yeah, so you can ask me, Carly, one question, okay? And that's kind of how I do it, okay?
Anna Vaughn says, when will I start to feel good again with my body? I have so much pain in my hips, knees, and now my feet.
Okay. Anna, I want you to go to an acupuncturist. Have you tried an acupuncturist? They're telling me you need to try that. And none of you have ever tried an acupuncturist, please, I urge you. The difference, and it doesn't seem like it's working at first. And I've gone to one for on and off for years. And I have a friend that just recently went, and she's been going 8 weeks. They dropped her blood sugar from 120 to 84. So don't think that it doesn't. It does work. I want you to try it, because I want to say, Anna, you have a pinched nerve somewhere pretty bad. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mac. Mac suggests yoga also. But you've got some type of nerve. There's a nerve damage somewhere, and it's around your hip. It might even be your sciatica. And I want you to really look into that and talk to somebody, because I feel like they're telling me to tell you, yes, you can get help. Okay.
There you go.
Let's see. We've got fried pickles. Okay. How I love fried pickles. How to help youngest who's struggling. Your youngest is a crystal child. Okay. I'm supposed to tell you that this person does not look at the world in the same way. I don't know if it's a boy, but there's a female energy there. They're also very, very intuitive. And I think that they may be clairvoyant or seeing something.
There you go.
So, and that's where it's like they're not quite on the planet some days, kind of like we're talking about this whole meditation thing. I want you to understand, like paranoid schizophrenic people, why they are the way they are is they're living in another dimension, literally. They're not on this planet. All that feeling you get just for a little while is how they are all the time. That's what paranoid schizophrenia is about. That's why they hallucinate, because they're literally seeing another plane of being, and they can't stay on the earth. So, and that's literally what's going on. Okay. So I remember I have a background in psychology and I understand it, but that's where the hallucinations come from, or people they talk to that aren't there, because on the other plane, people are there, so that you understand. And it's a whole nother, there's a lot more to that, but I was just really, really simply explaining it to you. Okay. So, all right. Let's see. Let's go back to what we got.
Yep. So Stephanie asks, where do you go to get professionally trained in Reiki? I know I have the gift. I use it all the time because I'm psychic, but would love to be trained.
You can go, okay, psychic or Reiki practitioners or masters near me on Google should pop up for people that are trained. I need to get certified. I actually talked to somebody and we got in. Here's I'm trained in Reiki. I'm basically doing my own program. I do my own type of healing. It's not quite Reiki because I'm not doing it supposedly right. And this person wanted to train, make me learn a proper way to do it. And I said, well, I heal all the time. I'm just doing, I just don't do it like you're doing it. And well, you have to learn the way I'm doing it. No.
Mhm.
So I got to find the right person that accepts me for my gifts the way I am. And then I will be certified. So everybody says, well, maybe I'm going to go through shamanism. Shamanism is another type of Reiki, but it's just called something a little different. I want you guys to know that. Okay. So just remember that it doesn't have to be called actual Reiki. It can be called shamanism. And there's there's healing arts all over the place. So find somebody near you and Google. Okay.
Nice. Brenda Wilson says, hey, moving this week and just wondering what job will I be doing?
Brenda, moving this weekend, wonder. You're doing some type of office work. There's something where you're doing lots of paperwork. There's papers and there's a computer. So I don't know what that is, Brenda, but you might know what I'm talking about. Get back to me. But that's what I see. Okay. Blondie, advice how to bless and charm a gift to bring health, vitality to my parents. Oh, that's a good question. Burn a candle and put intent into it. Because remember, all items, because I teach psychometry classes, that's the art of reading objects. Everything has energy, everything. And you can affect positive energy to a gift, to an object. I almost always, when I want some real positive energy, I say a little prayer to the object, and I also clear it with some sage. Sage works, by the way. Some people use Palo Santo. That's it's a type of wood. Okay. Or they use dragon's blood. But I always use sage. That's just because I like the smell of it. But and then bless them and say, you can say a prayer to it. It's kind of like praying to the rosary. Can you think about it? I mean, that's what you're doing. You're putting your positive emotions towards it. Okay. All right. So next question.
Sarah Martin, is the person I'm with now my romantic life partner?
I want to say, Sarah, you may stay friends with them. Like if you haven't been friends, you're going to be friends for a very long time. I don't know if it'll always stay romantic down the road. It might become more like a friendship. Okay.
Nice.
Which isn't bad because I want to say that this person's been in your life before in other lifetimes. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So Pete chimes back in. He says, yes, the new doll is male, about 38, and yes, hangs out with the other two. Emily, the original doll, was 15. Lydia, the second doll, was about 25. Dr. Christopher, the third doll, was about 38. Ages at death. He's.
You know what, Pete? I picked up an older person than that. It's interesting. I felt that they were older than that, but okay. I don't. But I felt that they were all together, and yeah. And like I said, I know that sounds like it might, but people who study paranormal, and I'm part of a paranormal group. They're finding that dolls are possessed because it mimics our human body. So that way, because it's a form we recognize.
Yeah.
So, just a thought. Okay. All right.
There you
go. Go ahead.
Mac Carter says, will I be living at my residence for very long, or will I be moving again soon?
Within 6 to 9 months, you'll be moving, but now you're set for a little while. Okay.
There you go. Nice.
Carly Jewel, does my mom have a message for me? Does she have kind of a curly hair? Because there's a woman coming through to you that has her hair's a little curly and a little shorter. I want to say she says she's out of pain and appreciates you thinking of her. And I think that you must have left something at her cemetery, or you did a prayer, or maybe a shrine or something, and she appreciates that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if that's the right person, because it may even be your grandmother. I don't know. I just feel like the hair's a little curlier, sort of my color, maybe just a little lighter. Okay.
Brenda says, I have 2 job offers, lead cashier at a casino and pharmacy tech. I did put in a resume for HR at the hospital too.
Oh, you're gonna get the HR. Yeah, you're gonna be doing HR, Brenda. There, like it's not unless I know casinos can pay really well. I feel like your pay is gonna be pretty good. So I'm not sure what that means. Well, all 3 of those jobs can be. All I know is I do see you're doing paperwork, you're doing computer stuff too. I'm seeing that quite a bit today, and I feel like you're writing something. So is it prescriptions? I feel like you're writing. So okay,
There you go.
and it feels I think it might be the pharmacy tech. I think okay. All right. Whatever one you'll like it. It'll be kind of low stress for some reason. It's just something that you fall right into. It's pretty easy for you. Okay. All right.
There you go.
Okay. Fried pickles. How can you help? How can I help my youngest daughter, dear? That's too general of a question. You have to be more specific. I got like nearly 1 million people watching. Okay. So okay. So
All
don't
right.
mean to be mean, but come back again. Okay.
So Marissa Mitchell asks, any messages from my spirit guides?
It's funny. Marissa, they're telling, speak of the devil, haha. They're telling me you're not meditating enough.
Ah,
Start meditating more, Marissa. They said that, you know why? They're okay. This is what they say also with that they are communicating with you and you're not hearing them. And if you were meditating, you'd hear them better. That's what they just said. Okay.
there you go.
Um,
Earl Rule asks, any messages from my grandmother?
um, Earl, was she really, really okay? I guess that when you ask me like this, and that's okay, I'm a medium. Was she really old when she died? Because there's a woman coming through and she was like kind of humped over, like older, and her hair was real short and gray, silvery gray. There's somebody coming through like that. And she would wear glasses and she has a white shirt. It's kind of cut here. She kind of walked slowly, like she shuffled a little. There's a woman coming through like that. If is that your grandma? Do you see how I have because I don't know if that is because I'm reading for so many people. Like if you were to call me for reading, I could concentrate and yes, this I do not miss on mediumship. I am 100% on mediumship. That's I mean, when it comes to tarot, you're never 100%. Like I can never tell you your if anybody ever tells you they are 100% on telling you your future, you better run because you have a free will. So if I can say this is the way it's going and this is what's going to happen, the way you've put everything in place in your life. But if you want to take a jog, it's up to you. So
Right.
I can't be 100%, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Earl said she had red hair.
Okay. This I don't know, Earl. I don't know who that is. Is that your great grandma? There's a woman coming through and she's really old. So I don't know that of since COVID, I have gotten more great grandparents than I've ever in my life
Huh.
because they survived the pandemic. And I think they're offering support. See, the people that come through for you are people that are you that support you in where you're at right now. So if you're working on like, okay, for instance, my husband was getting ready to look for spot a new truck. And my father-in-law, who was a car buff, came through repeatedly. Like I have friends that are also psychic. They'll pick the phone up. Hey, there's this guy, and he's real tall, and he's telling me where he's supposed to go to find it. Blah 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 blah. My husband found exactly what he wanted. That was support because see, my father-in-law knows that, so he can offer support. Your guides from the other side, your ancestors change depending on where you are and what you're working on because they're all there watching all together collectively just watching you. So just remember that they can change at moments notice. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Mary Jane Weeds. Good morning, Lana. Is my granddaddy one of my guides?
Was he really tall and would have had dark hair and parted on the side kind of thinning because there's a man coming through like that. And yeah, if that is who that is, I want to say that his hair was dark but it had like maybe some like a little bit of gray in it, but it was dark. Okay. If so, that's yes, that is who that is. Because there's a person coming through for you. He's got a
Awesome.
big smile on his face. I think he's very, and he wears a sweater that you button up.
His name is Charles.
Okay. Oh, you should have given that. Well, if you were to call and I just have you, I can pull names. I usually 95% of the times I will pull a name. I will pull a C, or sometimes I pull their middle names. I don't know if you guys know how I do this, but because I'll hear like Edward Charles, and I'll say, oh, it's Charles, Edward Charles, like that, and I will pull that. Well, might pull the middle name, but sometimes I pull letters depending. If it's raining, I hear really, really well. Don't know why. Think it's something to do with like maybe electricity in the air because it's conducting electricity because it's raining. But if it's raining or snowing or anything like that where I'm at, I read really well. So I actually have a handful of clients that know that, and they'll call me. Hey, it's raining today. Can you blah, blah, blah? And they'll do a reading.
There you go.
Okay.
We're just at that bottom of the hour. It's time for us to say a bid a fond adieu. But one last question. SC asks, hi, will I get my next place for $2,800 a month?
Your next place will be a little cheaper than that.
There you go.
So there you go. Like 26 or 25. Okay.
There you
and
go.
You will be happy. Okay. Oh, look at somebody put, what would you say if you knew my smile made your day? Oh, thank you. Blessings all you.
All right. Thanks for getting caught in the net with us. This has been Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Check her out at www.enchantedSky.com and she will read for you personally. Until next week, stay safe down in Florida. Enjoy, and remember, wash your hands, take vitamin D and vitamin C.
That's right. Bye.